You've just been laid off, okay? Your mind is probably racing with 100 different things right now. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. This isn't just another pep talk. This is a strategic, actionable playbook designed for experienced pros like you to take back control, starting this very minute. Let's dive in. First things first, I really want you to let this sink in. The circumstances changed, yes, but your professional worth? That did not. A layoff is a business decision. It is not a verdict on your capabilities. You have to hold on to that because it's the foundation for everything we're about to do. Now let's talk about the stakes here. An average job search can drag on for 6, 12 months, or even longer. But if you take immediate strategic action, you can literally cut that timeline in half. Momentum is your single most valuable asset right now, and this plan is all about building it from day one. So here's our roadmap. First, we'll identify the real enemy that's holding you back. Then we'll walk through exactly what to do in your first 48 hours. After that, we'll map out a 90-day framework. We'll talk about how to position your experience correctly. And finally, we'll boil it all down into a weekly action plan. This is your path from chaos back to clarity. So, what is the biggest threat to your recovery? You might think it's the economy, or the competition, or even age bias. And look, those are all real challenges. But the biggest enemy you face right now, the one you can actually control, is paralysis. And this number right here, this shows you the real cost of that paralysis. Studies show that waiting just 2 weeks, just 2, before starting a strategic search adds an average of 6 weeks to your total job search time. Every single day of inaction compounds. Action creates momentum, and momentum is what shortens the search. Let's be real, the emotional side of this is huge. You are likely going through a genuine grief cycle, and that is completely normal. So the point of this playbook isn't to tell you to ignore those feelings. It's about giving you strategic actions to take while you process them, so you don't lose that precious time. All right, that brings us to our first set of actions. The next 48 hours are absolutely critical. They set the entire trajectory for your job search. What you do right now truly determines how quickly you can stabilize and pivot. Day 1 is all about protecting yourself. Get your severance agreement in writing, but whatever you do, do not sign it yet. Understand your COBRA and health insurance options. And before you lose access, you need to secure every valuable piece of information: your contacts, performance reviews, examples of your achievements, and the contact info for people who can serve as your references. Next up, get a firm grip on your finances. First, calculate your financial runway. Be brutally honest about how many months your savings can cover your core expenses. Next, file for unemployment immediately. This is an insurance benefit you have paid into. And this is so important, make a hard and fast rule not to touch your retirement accounts. That is your absolute last resort. Now, here's a really empowering piece of advice. That severance package is a starting point, not a final offer. Especially for senior-level professionals, you can often negotiate for more than just money. Think about extended health benefits or professional outplacement services to help you land your next role. It never hurts to professionally ask the question. With that immediate foundation set, we can now zoom out and look at the bigger picture. This 90-day framework is designed to break the huge task of finding a new role into manageable, strategic phases. The first 30 days are all about preparation, getting your resume and LinkedIn profile sharp and activating your network. The next 30 days are about execution. This is when you're doing the outreach, talking to recruiters, and getting into interviews. And that final 30-day block is for optimization, refining your approach based on feedback, evaluating offers, and negotiating. It's a clear progression. So where should you focus your energy? This chart is your guide. 60%, the vast majority, of your time should go to high-impact channels like your network, recruiters, and direct outreach. Only about 25% should go to just scrolling and applying on job boards. It's all about working smarter, not just harder. For those of us who are more experienced professionals, we have to address age bias head-on. The goal is to frame your extensive experience not as old, but as proven, strategic, and incredibly valuable. And your resume is your first line of defense, so it has to be strategic. You want to focus on your last 10 to 15 years of relevant experience. Get rid of the graduation dates. Lead with measurable results, the impact you made, not just a long list of duties. You have to show you're current, adaptable, and looking forward. In interviews, energy is everything. Talk about recent technologies. focus on your future goals, and reframe that long career as a strategic asset. Saying you've led teams through 3 economic downturns is infinitely more powerful than just saying you have 20 plus years of experience. Okay, let's bring all this home. We're going to wrap this up into a tactical week-by-week plan. This is your action guide for the next month. Week 1, your only job is to stabilize. Sort out your severance, file for unemployment, figure out your finances, and activate your network. Week 2, you pivot to preparation. Rebuild the resume, build a target company list, and connect with recruiters. Week 3 is launch week. Outreach begins, interviews start. And from week 4 onward, it's all about acceleration, using feedback to refine your approach and keeping that daily structure. Now, as you can see from that timeline, getting your resume right in week 2 is the cornerstone of this entire process. But in a situation like this, you don't have weeks to perfect it. You need it to be right, and frankly, you need it to be fast. This is where a dedicated tool can save you critical time. For instance, services like Pass the Scan use AI to give you a quick analysis. They can check for things like compatibility with those automated screening systems, the ATS, and they can flag some of those subtle age-revealing signals we talked about. It basically gives you a clear roadmap to get your resume ready for deployment fast. So you have the playbook. The paralysis is broken, the path forward is clear. The only question left is the one on your screen. What is the one strategic action you will take in the next 24 hours to build the momentum that will carry you to your next great role?